your student, which expresses with words, using words, some thought that Kabbalah talks about, and somebody else says the same thing, maybe identical. Firstly, when my student talks about it, he talks from the connection through the group to the upper source, to the next degree. Then when he talks to people, with people under his influence who feel or do not feel and receive from him a certain influence, and that's a big difference. Who talks, who studies, who teaches, who presents, or if it's just a person in our world, in the framework of our world, in the frames of our world, some kind of smart guy, or whoever is connected to somehow as a conduit, how to say it, like a tube to the upper world, and which brings the upper energy to this world. That's a big difference. Though the words are the same, right? Oh, words, of course, they can be the same. You can read instead of stating with your own words. What's the difference? Listen to all those agents of all sorts of religions, of all kinds of religions. What words? What a beauty. And what happens exactly at this moment when a person chooses how to properly convey the message? Not when he doesn't just copy, but through his experience, through his sensations. When you talk, you put together, through words, you express certain feelings. What happens at that moment? At that moment, I'm inside of my words, I'm inside of those actions, and at that moment, I'm connected to the next degree, and through that, from there, through me, to whoever I talk to, the higher energy is being passed, which works for that person who's listening to me, to the degree he wants to hear me, he wants to listen to me, he wants to agree with me, and even if not, he will listen to it, and it's not going to change him or affect him. And it all depends on the relation between people. There cannot be any enforcement. It only depends on him. The same as my students, with my students. If they want to listen to me today, they will. If not, they'll be sitting in front of me and they won't listen to me. Well, you do it knowingly, but when the student simply talks to somebody and conveys the message, and he's in a common circle and a connection with the group, but he goes outside and he talks to somebody, how does he not avoid? It's understandable that he expresses himself, rather. It doesn't matter, and he expresses himself very little, even if he does. He's still connected to the group, to me, and through all that, to the upper degree, to the upper level. And no matter what he says, it's gonna be a positive effect on his listener. At that moment, he's in such state that he's just a conduit. Even if he adds something from himself, it doesn't matter. There's nothing to add from himself, really. He uses the simple words, whatever he heard, even though maybe he doesn't understand what's the meaning, true meaning behind those words. He just passes through the energy to our world.